Today we're at Gray's Creek, right along the exit road for Longshore. This is a beautiful location, as you can see over our shoulder. But Pam, this has a lot of history in and of itself, doesn't it?
It does. It's named after Henry Gray, who was one of the 5 Bankside farmers that came from England in the mid-1600s and settled in what we now know as Green's Farms. That was named after John Green. But Henry Gray, another color, he died in 1658, and he's actually buried at that little colonial cemetery there at the curve of the exit road.
You say that, but I've never seen it before.
Most people have no clue and never notice it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a really old cemetery, and he's buried there.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we also know this area for another name.
That's
and
right.
when I think of it, I think of Gloria. But you're going to tell me a little bit more about the person who
Well,
Gloria belonged to.
Exactly. Alan Sterling, and his boat was Gloria. Alan Sterling was an oyster fisherman in Westport for decades.
Right.
He grew up in Wilton, attended Staples, and then left to go join the Army in 1959. And when he came back to Westport to stay as an oysterman, and he loved it. That was his real passion, besides Gloria. He built his own Gloria,
Right.
his own oyster boat. He built it by hand.
Uh-huh.
He had 150 acres of oyster beds that he leased from the state. And he was such a simple but nice, hardworking guy. He still had, he didn't have a cell phone. He didn't.
Wow.
I know he didn't do.
How did they get by? Well, nowadays we don't know how.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
didn't do email. But no, he worked hard and he earned a good living until in the mid 2000s, some oyster poachers took his haul, and he wound up losing $3 million.
Horrible.
Which means he had to give up his oyster beds because he couldn't afford to pay for the
Right.
acres anymore, which is really sad.
It is.
And then unfortunately he died in 2014, age 75, on July 4th.
Wow.
And his boat, though, stayed moored here in Gray's Creek.
Yeah.
And, you drive by and you'd always see it and think of Alan until there was a storm in 2021.
Okay.
And it got beached, and just over time it kind of fell into little pieces.
Yeah, disrepair.
And then eventually got removed.
Yeah, but that says a lot.
Yeah.
That from 2014 to 2021, that boat was left here
Yeah.
in Gray's Creek.
Yeah.
I mean, what an honor to to Alan.
A lot of people think of him very fondly.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a Connecticut singer-songwriter, Chris Bouquet, that wrote a song about him called Gloria for Alan Sterling.
Oh,
Yeah.
that says a lot.
Night bells at noon, baby, I will be there soon.